32, they were dialed in. Are these two teams in the top 16 going to be pushing it even further? Are they going to give us that creme de la creme top tier play we're looking for? It's going to be Bind, and on the attack here, dialed in, what are they choosing? You've got the lockdown, you've got the showstopper arrays, you're going to have the Hunter's Fury with, of course, your Sova, the Phoenix, and the Omen. What we're looking for the defenders there, Dilly?
For the defenders, it's already shaping up to be a very aggressive team composition here, looking at the Rays being locked in for Hwin, as well as the Jet for Hazard. Actually, I say aggressive, but I should stop myself. It is actually a very intel-heavy team composition, locking up the Cypher and Sova in favor of, instead of, I should say, the Killjoy pickup that Dialed In have opted for. So, Penguin Sledding looking to use Clint to move around the map, kind of secret agent style, if you will, sneaking around those back corridors with those cameras, with those tripwires, trying to pull a fast one, if you will, on the attackers. We'll definitely keep a close eye on Clint, keeping an eye on Net as well, picking up the Phoenix. Net has been a really strong player we've seen on a few different duelists, as well as the Jet in previous iterations. Now picking up the Phoenix here on Bind will be exciting to see, as now I think we're really going to see the Phoenix meta get carved out now that Reyna may have been moved a bit to the back burner.
Hey, she's still there. She's still present. She's still relevant, man. Any Reyna ults, Reyna mains, I should say, don't worry. She's still viable.
Bones has got your guys' back. Bones just racked up 25 with Reyna on Ascent. So Reyna's still doing very, very well, just maybe not a spotlight taker as she was before.
That's a good point, isn't it? A spotlight taker. She was frag reels were full of Reynas, full of Empresses, full of Devourers, full of Dismisses, but only 2 available right now. So if you're not too sure what the heck are these guys talking about, recent patch that you saw last week did see the Stinger. It got a decent nerf. The recoil is out the yin yang now, and also for Reyna, Reyna doesn't have the 4 slots available for Dismiss for her Devourer as well. And only has the 2. So that defensive play style maybe being a bit more respected for those Reyna agents, but no Reynas shall be seen here. And it is actually commonly something you'd see in Bind. To not see it, that really does yell, it's a new meta.
Absolutely. It is a new day. It is a new leaf being turned over for the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Week number 44. This is top 16 Penguin Sledding going up against Dialed In. Dialed In on attack. Penguin Sledding on the defense, having Hazard go on the attack. Pushing up that A mid corridor. 3 members of Dialed In have taken over A showers. Hazard does battle with that turret there. Smokes it out. Pushes forward. Takes the fight right to Dialed In. Dashes forward. Looking to deal more damage as Hazard gets the first kill on the net, gets the second kill onto Adder. Dobby puts him down, but 2 attackers have been put in the ground. And here comes Larry Banks, picking up 2 more. Nick puts down Hwin, and wow, Dialed In, strike right back.
Dialed In, definitely doing their name justice. 1 player survived it, for the time being at least. Is that secret agent is going to be Clint, the Penguin Sledding. Solo Sledder here, got to be checking these corners, and it's not going to be done in this case. Larry Banks gets it done with the Ghost, makes Cypher a Ghost, and that's 1-0 for Dialed In. Excellent presence they had at Showers there, and managed to get it done with a vigorous force.
Yeah, Penguin Sledding looked to style on him a bit there. Hazard was pushing forward with some swagger, with some serious confidence, picking up that double kill. But Dialed In, they stayed mentally strong through those tumultuous moments. And then Nick and Dobby, I should say, actually Dobby really played the role of hero in that round, picking up that first kill onto Hazard, really opening the door for Dialed In to stay alive in that round. And Larry Banks picked it up, picking up the triple kill for Dialed In. So showing they can ride the waves here that Penguin Sledding are throwing out now. Penguin Sledding, you can see, not wasting any time, picking up that force by 2 Stingers, the Bucky ready to go, 2 Sheriffs, and I'm hoping, with these recent Stinger nerfs, I'm hoping we're going to see a little more Bucky Boys action.
Bucky in business. Open for business, and I'm all for with the Bucky. The Bucky's such a hard weapon to use. That right-click spread, if you get it down pat, you're practicing your escalation, you're practicing your deathmatch, perhaps. Get it done. That tripwire, gonna get the intel there for the likes of Penguin Sledding. The Cypher traps Slap up as well, but fearless as they will, Larry trying to push through and going to get the trade eventually.
Wow, Clint making work there. That Stinger gets the first kill. Won't be able to find any more here. Dialed in. It's been a bumpy ride out on A site, but they've weathered the storm. Now in a 3v2, Moonblue on the backside with a Bucky of their own. Hoping Dialed In will push that corridor, but Dialed In will not oblige this time around. They've set back in sight, and now here comes the 2-on-3 retake.
Oblige him. As has been said, Inglorious movie. Bucky business is happening, only for the one frag though. From the likes of the Penguin Sledders. Dialed In, 2 players survive, and that Spectre. Yeah, the Spectre is the man now, isn't it? That Stinger, if you've not used it yet, just take it into the range. And just tell me how you feel about it. It's a completely different weapon, and not opting in for that is going to be the likes of Penguin Sledder. Usually you'd see it on that sort of that eco, that save, but sheriffs only, and the one agent with armor. So different game and different things to expect, I think, for defenders and attackers. It's hard to read that economy now because what's a player going to be using?
Absolutely. Penguin Sledding took a bit of a gamble there, going with that second round. Force Buy hasn't paid off quite as they would have hoped it would, and Dialed In seriously taking advantage here in this third round. Nick picking up a double kill as Larry Banks takes down Clint Moonblue, the lone defender remaining. But Dialed In have looked seriously strong to start off this round. We were lucky enough to catch them on stream earlier today. Dialed In played a really clean game in the group stage, and they look to have carried that momentum on into the bracket here. Dialed In looking really strong to start off this best-of-1 top 16 match.
Dialed In Sunday, period, all across the board. We are going to see the Odin in the infamous hands of a Sova. We saw plenty of wallbangs there from Leviathan on the map, as I said, for the top 32. If you missed that, check it out. Worth a go. It's available in the logs, in the history books. But for the present time, Dialed In taking on Penguin Sledding in the top 16. One team to go through in this best of 1. And so far, so good. If you're the likes of Dialed In.
Absolutely. Oh, here comes the showstopper, but Larry Banks completely loses out on the opportunity. Hwin picks up the double kill. Moonblue now picks up one of their own. No. This is very much the round to win for Penguin Sledding.
The caster's curse been delivered. Just speaking of Dialed In being completely checked into this game, but we are seeing the blades all coming through from Penguin Sledding, and one lone ranger is going to be Adder.
Oh, Adder just staying alive by the skin of his teeth there. Gets the kill onto Hazard, but still 4 more defenders to work through with only 30 HP in the bank. That is a tough task for Adder here, but Dialed In, they seem to have stumbled after that surge out of the starting blocks. Penguin Sledding, this is a team that has been around the proverbial block once or twice, and they won't be shaken by a 3-0 deficit, not quite yet here in top 16, and they look to get themselves on the board early on with this first full buy of the match for themselves. And after that early force buy mix-up there, definitely some much-needed confidence for the side of Penguin Sledding.
Definitely would be a lot more confidence off of that one. Like, okay, we're still in this, lads. Lads and ladies, we are still in the main vein for this. Excellent movement coming in from Adder, though. Low HP, just trying to get that shuffle step and not make any sound at all. Dropping out of Fuka. Successful on that, but not able to bag the frag. 3-1 is it for the score here, if I can use my words. English is easy, they said. Not at all. Not at all. For this Valorant Sunday Showdown. So much action coming your way, and we are going to see our first operator in the map.
Hazard is the one to watch with the op in the hands. It's been so explosive through so many Valorant Sunday Showdowns. A rare miss from Hazard there. It sends the defenders scurrying on over to different positions. Hazard taking a fair bit of damage themselves there. So the operator investment not paying off as early as the defenders may have hoped. Hazard taking up a new position on the opposite side of the map. And Dialed In, this is the spread offense approach here for Bind. They are not putting all of their eggs into one basket. They're feeling out the map, feeling out these corridors, trying to catch the Penguins slipping and sledding around this map.
Hopefully catch you in a patch of ice, maybe black ice, if they are lucky. Gonna work out. They are gonna get the opponent on some black ice. Dialed In Slipping again with the second up shot. Oh, this is looking really good here for Squad. Coming through. Clint chimes in too. Can we see a flawless here for Penguin?
Oh, so close, but Dobby steals away the flawless from Penguin Sledding, but that is all on offer here from Penguin Sledding. They get themselves now within one round of Dialed In early on, and we said Hazard, that is the one to watch with the operator picking up 2 crucial kills here for Penguin Sledding in that 5th round, and Dialed In. You can see the effects of that on their scoreboard. There is not a lot of money to go around, not a lot of equipment to go around. The richest of them being Dobby, the free house elf, picking up a Phantom and full set of armor there. And still, you have to say, a strong opportunity for Dialed In to steal one away.
A very strong opportunity. Penguin Sledding slipping into somewhat of a comeback here. Controlled as they will be. Penguins by Nayan, by nature. Not going to be able to get this one done. Swing draft one. Dialed In, chiming in for another, but it's not going to be happening. This is at a quick stage of Penguin Sledding. They are really picking up the pace.
Dialed In really tried to amp up the pressure on the defenders, and the defenders responded right back. Clint picking up the triple kill here, almost single-handedly holding down this B site, and Dobby is stuck between a rock and a hard place. There is nowhere to go for this heroic little house elf. Oh! Will find the kill onto Hazard, loses out to Moonblue there in the end, and Penguin Sledding, just as quick as they went down, they have come right back, tying us up at 3 rounds apiece.
Still something I'm wrapping my head around for the game of Valorant, and Laz, a caster you'll be having the delight of seeing later on and listening to for the finals and the semis, I do believe. We've been talking about, in general with Valorant, is it a game of comebacks or not? And it commonly is a game where it's just about that mental fortitude. It's not about merely frags or outplaying your opponent. It is about that long game and just keeping yourself checked in for that long period of time. Hazard, trying to be the best Hazard possibly can be. Showers, impressive this as well.
Oh wow, it's a dual approach here, a 2-pronged attack from Dialed In on both sides of the map, but they lose out on the B side. Now the A side has been weakened as a result. Penguin Sledding are in a very strong position here to receive this push. 4 ultimates in the pocket for Penguin Sledding, and they are some big ultimates indeed, keeping an eye on the Showstopper and Hunter's Fury from the defenders should those come into play. Dialed In got some tough questions to answer here, but it looks like they are selecting option B.
Or not to be, that is the question. That Spike just lurking around in market seems they're just humming and hawing with their options here. Tomato, tomato. What's it going to be? Adder, we've seen this angle before. We did see him get that sullen drop. Oh dear. That Omen util, that's going to be right at his face.
That's all kinds of vision denial coming from the defenders, and now they are privy to this push, it seems. They have got the drop on Dialed In before Dialed In drop in. Here comes the push. Win takes down Dobby as Dobby launches out a death window. Hazard snipes down Adder. Nick finds the revenge onto Hazard, but Dialed In are in a 2v4 as the Hunter's Fury deals massive damage through the walls. Nick gets sniped down, and that is hopes dashed for Dialed In.
Nets looking like you've not got a connection to the internet at this point. Shutting it down. The router is going to be put to sleep. Grabbing an exit frag for that cheeky wall bang, but it's not going to get the round. Penguin Sledding, a team looking to be on the back foot. They're looking to be ahead at this point. The starting block, they got that advanced push. They're doing it. They're back in business, and the operator is going to be still in the hands of Hazard. But if you're looking towards Dialed In, that once rich and flourishing economy, it's looking the low side.
It is a barren, barren wasteland for the side of Dialed In. When you look at those bank accounts, there is not much to pick from. Penguin Sledding, they are very, very happy and healthy in terms of economy. Net looking to deal some damage now with the run it back, but Hazard so quick on the operator, snipes down the apparition. And now Dialed In still trying to ramp up the pressure, pushing out onto B site. Win gets the kill onto Adder as Nick takes down Moonblue. The kills go 1 for 1 thus far as the attackers push out on the site. Here comes the showstopper from, I couldn't see who it was. Hasn't come through yet, so it must have been the defending side there. Sending out the showstopper to no avail, but Hwin still pushing forward. Takes down Nick. Scrounge on the backside. Takes out Larry Banks. Hwin picks up the triple kill, and Hazard picks up the second kill on net for the round, taking out the run it back and taking out the man themselves. And now Penguin Sledding are really starting to roll here in this first half.
They are. They're in control with their role, though. And Penguin Sledding, have you seen, obviously you have, you've seen their team logo?
Yes.
So cute.
Very cute. I want to pinch its cheeks.
Aww.
Yeah.
Cute Penguin.
He's a little guy. How can you be scared of these guys?
Yeah, that's like I say, maybe cute on the outside, but when it comes to the action, the server, super scary stuff here, and it's going to take something massive from Dalton and then to get this one done. Excellent start for Hwin, trying to get that damage, but he's not going to be able to land that one.
And that's going to be a big upgrade for Net there, picking up that Vandal from the Stinger. So dialed in with 4 ultimates and some upgraded weaponry. Once again, pushing out onto B-side. Moonbloom has to hide away from this one as the Hunter's Fury spots him out, and Adder takes him down. Dialed in here with this force buy. Verywood could pull a fast one onto Penguin Sledding.
Trying to stay into the round with a weapon, not going to be able to. Larry removes in, shot in the back with a Stinger. Stinger might not be meta, but Larry still doing work. 4 rounds for the attackers, and a big question for you, Dilly, with the defender-sided mentality of the maps currently as they stand. Obviously, the Spike's got its stats. You've got stats from many analysts in the scene. Is it a defender or attacker-sided map? Dialed in, how many rounds should they be finishing with for this half, do you think?
It's definitely a big question to ask, but I have to say, with Dialed In picking up 4 rounds already, they have to be happy with how this first half has gone. Bind specifically certainly has a defender side bias. 55% round wins for the defense, 45% for the attackers. So Dialed In, if they can get 1 or 2 more rounds, this is certainly a big victory for Dialed In going into the second half, and they look more than capable of doing so. Penguin Sledding are certainly going to find a tough time in the second half should things keep going on in this fashion, but Hwin and Clint straight right back, and now Dialed In left down to 1 member, make it 0. Penguin Sledding keeping the defending sided hopes alive.
Sova on the Odin. It's been a theme of the day today. Big players going massive with that agent, and the Odin is going to continue on its tear path here. Moonblue in the hands of that, and Hazard still with their operator. It's been that deciding factor right now. Hazard hasn't been picking up all the frags, but the key frags that he has been picking up are starting to push Dialed In back just a tad. Coming up to the end of the first half, just about here. Dialed In, we did speak of slightly more defender-sided map. They wouldn't be unhappy with just 1 more cheeky round, though.
Absolutely, especially if they can send this into the second half at 6-6. That is a victory for Dialed In. They've got the lockdown as well for this 11th round, a big real estate getter should they want to pull the trigger. But once again, we see this spread offense approach from Dialed In, really feeling out the map, not sending 4 or 5 agents all into one corridor. This slow, steady approach may be catching Penguin Sledding off guard as Penguin Sledding get a little antsy, waiting around, stomping around a bit, wanting to find a fight. But there's a fight for you. Hazard snipes down Larry Banks, almost gets yet another.
Versus 4, Dialed In down to just the mere 2 here. The Spike's down. Clint's going to take them out and put them down here, Dubby. Best outset possible. Crap hit 2, the wall bang, and then he will be through. 3 players survive here for Penguin Sledding. 7-4 is going to be where they want to leave things for this beginning of the first half here. And only 1 round left. Dialed In, 4 rounds. Getting that 5th round really would be the cherry on the cake here for their attacking side and leave them sitting pretty for that defender side. Penguin Sledding, though, they've got to be feeling pretty decent. They've had a nice comeback to get things going here, and that would put them in a nice position for their second half as well. So we talked of comebacks. Dialed In, the pressure's all on them right now.
For sure. Penguin Sledding have led a very strong first half after that initial stumble out of the starting blocks, and 8-4 would be a big thing for Penguin Sledding to build some confidence off of. Dialed in, this is a very important round for them to get. Scrounge and win though, trying to put a stop to that. Here comes Nick and Adder though, pushing right back, picking up the double kill as Nick, and now a 3v2 as the spike goes down.
We talked of a 7-5 half. This would be splendid. This would be tremendous. But Hazard, he's still a Hazard. He's no Hazard sign up in sight either. Clint, he sees one. Can he get it done? He can. It's all down to one place, down to Killjoy.
Adder now between a rock and a hard place. Clint is the rock, Hazard is the hard place, and Hazard snipes him down. Doesn't even need the sheriff. Doesn't need the operator rather. Takes out the sheriff, hits him with the one tap, and Penguin Sledding move into 8-4. So the second half closes out.
Hit him with a one tap. Wasn't a headshot, but it feels just as good, I'm sure. What a good half we have for this best of one with the top 16. But what does the second half have in store? And that is going to be a question you're asking Penguin Sledding here. We talked of the heat and the pressure being on Dialed In to take the round. Sure thing. But with a defended-sided map, Dialed In moving over to, if you will, the easy mode half of the map here. Penguin Sledding, if they're to make any slip-ups and Dialed In can capitalize on that, just maybe they can get themselves in for this pistol round. And I've said so many times to Laz about this one, Dilly, pistol round meta. Is it essential to get pistol round, or is it, it doesn't matter? What's your take on it, Dilly? Are you a pistol round ban?
The pistol round is very important, but maybe not for reasons people would expect. I don't think the pistol round weighs too much on who wins and who loses. Of course, it has some bearing, but really it's about confidence. Who can take the momentum from the first half into the second? Hazard already brought down to 23 HP here. Still on the push, finds big damage, finds the kill. This is the teamwork from Penguin Sledding paying off in spades.
That's deadly! How did you make that work here? 23 HP, somehow still pressing the issues. 5 versus 1, it's all down to Dobby, and that house elf, man, he's got feeling lonely right now. 1 tap, make it a 2 tap, that'll do. 4 more taps though.
Still some hope in the cards here for Dobby. The members of Penguin Sledding, they are battered and bruised coming into this site hold, and Dobby just needs to find a few shots. Will be denied the opportunity. Moon Blue snipes him down, and Penguin Sledding 1 round away from double digits. And you're asking if the pistol round is important. If it's not, for Penguin Sledding, I don't think that was the most important round for Dialed In. That very well could have been a nail in the coffin.
I think so. The hammer is being poised though at Penguin Sledding. They've put 1 nail in. They've got the second one, the other top half of the cover. Like, do you want us to tap this one in? And Dialed In, no, wait. There's still some time left for us to make a comeback in this top 16. A little bit of time left, and with Penguin Sledding kind of taking control of this game with pistol round. And all the pressure's on Dialed In. Every single bit of pressure. It starts with the Bucky. Larry getting 1.
Oh, wow. Dialed In tried to fake a play over towards B site and get themselves, Dialed In rather. Pulling off of B site here, adapting to A site, and Penguin Sledding, they looked all but poised to execute out to A site, but they've pulled back, holding their cards close to their chest. And now Penguin Sledding, this is a bit of an awkward scenario for them. They don't want to give away this position. They've got to play somewhat carefully, but they've got to keep the pressure up. This is a tough tightrope for any team to walk, and now Penguin Sledding, some tough questions to ask themselves as the clock ticks under 50 seconds.
Indeed, some tough questions, tough decisions to be made by both teams in this 4 versus 4. And it is getting to that nail-back to territory. Penguin, they know that if it's to lose this, weapons are going to be gone. They're going to have to get that spike plant if they want to capitalize for that money going forward as well. The TP is going to be opted in here. But look at Larry, he's going to follow up.
Oh man, a big opportunity for Larry Banks. He misses out. Dobby though, trying to scrap it back, actually takes down the once spike carrier. Penguin Sledding are able to collect that, but this may have all fallen apart for them. Penguin Sledding, they tried to take their time with this one, but time has simply run out. Quinn now forced back in this teleport area, gets the kill onto net. See if Dialed In keep pressing the issue here, but no one even close towards the reacting teleporter here. and a much needed round going in the way of Dialed In.
Quinn going for that escalation meta, where you just jump in the TP and everyone just hangs out, and all the players and the agents just come bouncing through. You did see Nat trying to come through with the curveball. It did actually end up blinded,
yeah.
but Quinn does get the Vandal into the next round.
Absolutely. Bit of, we'll see. We'll get to see if Net can somehow find his hands onto a showstopper at some point to really keep that escalation meta going. But now Dialed In with the control firmly in their grasp here. Bigger guns, bigger opportunity here for Dialed In. They need to seize this moment up against Penguin Sledding. Penguin Sledding need to trust the game plan. They need to let it do its work. They need to let Hazard get to work, picking up the double kill with the Bucky, and Dialed In's defenses left in tatters.
Over and out. It's looking like here, unless some super magic is going to happen. Win all down to you, buddy. Versus Nick. Nick, what you got?
He's got the 4th kill for Hazard's clip in that 15th round there. Penguin Sledding moving themselves onto double digits in rather fantastical fashion. A near flawless round over the members of Dialed In. And now Dialed In, they looked hopeful there in that 15th round, or excuse me, 14th round, getting themselves that much needed win, but they may have fallen back now and fallen away from being able to stop Penguins sledding away with this one.
Yeah, they seem to be working so well as a pack here, Penguins Sledding. Penguins, they're going to pack well, we'll find out, and actually I'll look at that up shortly. Probably don't, they're not wolves.
No,
Hazard,
I think they're colonies, the colonies of penguins.
It's called Penguins. See, you can definitely tell someone is not up to scratch with the animals and where they belong. I tell you what, I am up to scratch with though. Is Hazard. He's got that blade storm. He's peeking out. He's getting 1 frag, but he's got a little bit more work to do here.
Wow, Hazard has been such an X factor here for Penguin Sledding, ramping up the kills here, but Dialed In, they've struck right back. They're now in a 3v2 holding it down. Penguin Sledding have the spike in hand, and they've got Scrounge on the hunt. We've been a bit quiet about Scrounge, but the impact has been made. Make no doubt about it. Scrounge now hauling the spike on over the B side of the map.
Let's give you some fun facts on Penguins just while we wait for this 2v2 to really climax and get to where it should be. Bladestorm is going to come through from Hazard, lead in the colony, the rookery, the huddle of Penguins, if you will. Oh, that's a good start. And that's going to put it to 2 versus 1, 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. This is really important time for Dobby. Dobby has been so instrumental keeping Dialed In alive in this match. And now it has quite literally been put to Dobby to keep this team from keeping Penguin Sledding away from the victory. Here comes Dobby in the 1v2, wins out the first 1v1 with a big headshot onto Scrounge. Here comes the second peek. Hazard is ducking away from this one, simply wanting to play the time. Oh, and those daggers whiffing for Hazard, and Hazard, it gets a little bit more difficult. There's the spike to halfway, but Hazard, so crisp and clean with the Blade Storm, picks up the quadra kill, and Penguin Sledding 1 round away from match point.
The Penguins, or a group of Penguins, also known as a waddle. Google, I love you so much. Really helping me get out of the thick of things there. And what a good start for the second half here for Penguin Sledding. Starting things off just how they ended that first half. Dialed In, however, looking at the money, we always go back to that chat back for the team that's just trying to make that comeback and start that narrative. It really doesn't look too good here for Dialed In. A couple of shares that the cross by, and they're a bit confused here, not too sure what to go for.
Yeah, Dialed In, they needed to trust the process here in the second half, but they may have overthought this one, tried to be a little too fancy with it, and Penguin Sledding have seized the opportunity. They have fully clenched their grasp of this match, now are just a couple rounds away from moving on into the top 8 here of this tournament. Dialed In, they have run out of rounds to play with. They're sitting back on these sites, not taking any aggressive challenges anywhere in the map. Net, the most aggressively placed defender here in Hookah. See if there's a challenge in the form of Win, but Penguin Sledding just as the defenders holding their cards close to their chest. There's the paranoia, and Rin caught looking the wrong way, gets taken out by Net, but Hazard out onto B site for the attackers in a 4v4.
Oh, Hazard, this aggression, this could be it here. You talk about nails in the coffin. This could be shipping that coffin on to where it belongs. And a 2K, it was a 3K. It's going to be a 3K finish there for Hazard. It's to a 3-on-2. Net, he needs to go humongous here. Takes out the Cypher Cam. Vision is down.
Oh, and so is his teammate. And so is Net. Scrounge picks up the double kill, and Penguin Sledding onto match point. So impressive here from this waddle of Penguins.
I've gone for a waddle on land, and I think there'll be a raft of penguins as they start to swim, and that's a group of penguins in water. Wow. All the penguin terms being defined here on VSS today.
You can't say we never taught you anything. There you go. Now you know how to accurately refer to a group of penguins. It is a waddle if they are on land. It is a raft if they are on sea. And this waddle of penguins, Penguin Sledding, are just one round away from another top 8 appearance to add to their collection. Net trying to put a stop to all that, takes out Moonblue. This is aggressive positioning for Net. But the Penguin Sledding, they've got the backstab set up, but they won't be able to follow through. Dobby gets the double kill onto Hin and Hazard. Scrounge takes down Dobby. Larry Banks here for the defenders, takes down Clint, and Scrounge left in a 1v3. It's not done and dusted yet.
The gang of penguins going to be kept at bay just for this one. Dialed in, 3 players survive, 3 Vandals are going to arrive for the next round and make that the full serving, a full help in there. Light armor being chosen by Nets. There you go, going for the full armor, saying, hey buds, would anyone feel like dropping me a rifle? It's going to happen.
It always feels bad when you say, hey, I need this, and no one responds. You click that button, request Vandal, and no one responds. Always feels bad, but Net hasn't been left hanging, does have a Vandal generously supplied by his teammates, and they will be, so close to being rewarded for that investment, but wins so clutch in these situations. Wins out, and here comes Larry Banks, putting the hammer down, picks up the double kill, steals the advantage right back for Dialed In.
Good position there, Larry. Getting the 2 frags from ground, takes the aerial position. Hazard, he has been deadly with this Clouds, the Bladestorm, I should say. He got a 4K, I believe it was earlier on in this half. Has he got any more in his repertoire? He's not. Dobby, you're a wizard, Harry. Picking up 1 frag. It's down to the 4 versus 2.
Oh, Moonblue comes up empty-handed with that Hunter's Fury, and so Penguin Sledding readjusting their approach, and Larry Banks could pull the rug right out from under their feet here. This is an excellent angle for the Rays, and there's the shots so close to landing, but Moonblue catches him out in the end, now in a 2v2 adder. Holding it down onto A site, won't be greeted by the attacks. It's gonna be Dobby set up onto B site. That will be the recipient of Penguin Sledding's wrath. 30 seconds remain. Here comes the push. Dobby holding down the site. Oh, catches Moonblue, but loses the trade with Scrounge. And now a 2v1 adder looking to clutch this one out. Keep Dialed In alive.
Adder be scrounging with the potential of an opportunity here. 1 away from that lockdown. So 1 frag would put it to the 1-on-1. Would also put it to that position where you've got your ultimate. Oh, good thought here from Adder. Is he going to protect 2 there, though? I don't know.
Oh, now Adder starting to sweat just a bit. This is a big opportunity, and this is life or death for Dialed In. The turret revealing the positioning, but Moonblue takes the peak anyways. GG, Penguin Sledding waddle on into the top 8.
The waddle, the raft of penguins, getting it done. Well, we'll be going next. Stay tuned and we'll let you know as things progress through the Valorant Sunday Showdown here for, I believe, week 44. Hope you're doing very well, enjoying your Sunday so far. These teams, what a showing, and Penguin Sledding off into the next round there.
Simply too speedy were those Penguins. They have zoomed right on into top 8, and it was a masterful performance there on Bind. Both sides of the map there for Penguin Sledding, really complete performance coming out from that side. Really impressive. And for Dialed In, certainly a newer formed roster. We've said it, for other teams here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, but have to say it for Dialed In as well, that still a very impressive performance here in the top 16. Nothing to be upset about. And certainly nothing to be upset about for Hazard. Jet extraordinaire, picking up the MVP award in the manner that we like to see it for Jet's 0 assists on that 24 and 11 stat line. Combat score 329 for Hazard, your match MVP of our top 16 match.
Frags only, baby, and a healthy combat score to follow suit as well. What do we have next? Well, we're going to have a top 8 game coming your way very, very shortly. Hope for these players. They're stocked up with the Red Bulls, gassed and ready with that nitrous oxide, and we're going to get the next game going with the one to come very shortly. But with the action we've seen so far, some teams, we've had new teams that have turned up and getting through self to top 16. As you said, Dialed In, great team. And the fact you've got that far and you're not too seasoned, it does say a lot about the talent to come in the Valorant scene here for Valorant Sunday Showdown. 103 teams down to just a few as we get things going and continue through for the Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Yeah, absolutely.